Hi guys, today we're going to go ahead and make some easy comfort foods. First we're going to start by cornbread. This one is a pre-packaged mix, so all you do is add the pack of the mix, then you add the water, and it's whatever it says on the ingredients, on the label, and then you go ahead and mix it. You can do this with a spoon, but I just used the electric mixer, it's just faster. Once you get all the lumps out, then you can go ahead and spray your tin, whatever you're putting it in. I have 4 out here, but I'm only using 2 realistically, because I ended up only doing 1 cornbread pack instead of 2. So yeah, and then you go ahead and evenly distribute it in there. Obviously don't overflow, go halfway into the tin, and then you go ahead and bake it in the oven. Again, this one is a pre-packaged mix, that's why I'm not really giving you the directions, because you would have to actually buy that mix to use it, so whatever mix you guys have. For the candied sweet potatoes, you're going to need half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of orange juice, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, 3 pounds of sweet potatoes peeled and cut into 1-inch pieces, 4 tablespoons of butter divided, 1/4 cup of flour, half a cup of chopped pecans, 2 cups of miniature marshmallows. So then you're going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and then start mixing a 1/4 cup of the brown sugar, orange juice, vanilla extract, and 1 teaspoon of the pumpkin spice in a large bowl. Mix it all together, and then you're going to go ahead and add the sweet potatoes or the yams. I did use a little container for my orange juice just so I wouldn't spill in case it went a little bit more. I didn't want to spill it all over the place. So after you mix all these wet ingredients together, basically wet and dry, you mix it really well and you make a little sauce basically for the yams. So the yams are going to be drained. I bought the ones in the cans because they're usually softer and I prefer that. If you buy the fresh ones, you probably have to boil them, cook them down before you do this, or they might be a hard consistency. The goal of this recipe is to be very mushy and very soft, almost like mashed potatoes, but not really, because it's not as soft of a consistency. You can do it that soft if you like that texture, but I like a little bit of chunk. So I went ahead and added 3 pounds of these sweet potatoes, and I did drain them as I said earlier, and then I did go ahead and cut them a little bit. If you can notice, they're getting a little bit squashed because they were a little bit big, so I wanted them to be a little bit more squashed. And then you're gonna go ahead and add some butter. So you're adding 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're putting little by little in there like that, so you're separating them everywhere. Then you're gonna bake that into the oven for about 45 minutes. And right now I'm making the other mixture. This is the flour, the rest of the brown sugar, again 2 tablespoons of the butter, and a 1/4 of the pumpkin pie spice, and then mix it all together. And you can add the pecans, and then you can also add the mini marshmallows. So this is going to be like the coating layer that goes on top. So after your yams are cooked 45 minutes, you put this on top, and then you let it cook, and it becomes like the marshmallows become melty and toasted, and it's just delicious. So, and I'm using these little pumpkin spice marshmallows that I found on there. So yeah, mix them really well together. So then this is going to be like that. It's going to look like that once it comes out of the oven. So you leave that in another 10 minutes depending on how much you want it. Okay, so then I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes. So mine's a boxed recipe. I'm using Hungry Jack instant mashed potatoes, and it's a 1 1/4 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of butter or oil, half teaspoon of salt, 2/3 cup of milk, and 1 1/3 of the flakes. So again, every recipe is different. Don't follow that recipe if you don't have the same box. Follow your own recipe. But this one says heat water, butter, and salt in the boiling saucepan. Remove from heat when it starts bubbling, and then stir in the milk. And after the milk, you stir in the flakes with your fork until potatoes are desired consistency. Also, keep in mind that my recipe is a little bit different. I used a little bit more because I was cooking for a bigger group of people. That's why you saw more butter in there than what I said to you guys. Next, we're going to make green bean casserole, and you're going to need about 4 cups of green beans. You can use canned or fresh. I would prefer fresh. Cream of mushroom soup. 1 can is about 10.5 ounces. Milk, ½ cup. Soy sauce, 1 teaspoon. Black pepper, it's like a dash. Fried onions, 1 1/3 cups. Then you're going to go ahead and mix together the soup, milk, soy sauce, black pepper, beans, and 2 3 cups of the onions in a casserole dish. and then you're going to go ahead and bake it at about 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. Once it's baked or cooked enough, because I use fresh ones, so it takes a little bit longer sometimes, and then you take it out and you can sprinkle a little bit more of that fried onions. And you can bake it again for another 10 minutes, or sometimes I just won't. I'll leave it if it's cooked enough, and that's the way it will look. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and happy holidays. See you guys soon. Bye.